Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, and in charge of all the armed forces, cabinet secretaries, and all national leaders present, dignitaries, corporate leaders, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 93rd time we are celebrating the St. John Annual Inspection Parade. This is a day we recognize and appreciate the St. John volunteers across the world. We thank you, Mr. President, for inviting St. John ambulance volunteers to celebrate this day with you at State House, Nairobi. About 90 years ago, St. John Ambulance was established in Kenya with the aim of offering charity first aid care to the public. That time, the charity organization was established under the Colonial Police Unit. St. John at the time did not have an ambulance, but trained police officers were available whenever disaster occurred to offer emergency care. Since St. John Ambulance was started in Kenya in 1923, we have seen tremendous growth of the pre-hospital care provision sector in Kenya. St. John Ambulance was the pioneer ambulance service provider in this country and opened up room for other emerging ambulance service providers in this country. Today, besides offering ambulance services, I'm glad to note that we are now offering various pre-hospital care related issues, training courses with a mission to ensure that Kenya attains a first aid skilled person per household. This is a mission St. John Ambulance has never stopped nor deviated from, but instead has grown it, making this service to humanity much more meaningful to those suffering and in need of emergency care. We are geared towards alleviating pain and suffering of any person whenever they are, anytime. Your Excellency, Mr. President, St. John Ambulance Kenya runs a successful network of 34,000 volunteers groups across the country with boys and girls, men and women who have dedicated their lives all through their young age, through teenage and adulthood, serving St. John Ambulances as volunteers. They are learners from the age of 6 in primary schools, whom we refer to as dolphins. Another group from the age of 12 to 18 is in secondary schools. We call them cadets. And 18 to 35 we refer to as links, mostly students in colleges and universities, and adult category who are members of society. Persons you live with next door, but fully trained to save lives in emergency cases. Your Excellency, sir, the government has been our main partner in all our activities. From a long-standing relationship with the Ministry of Health to the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of the Interior, we are running various volunteer activities with their support and coordination. Whenever there is a disaster, such as collapsed buildings, these volunteers come in handy and offer emergency rescue, first aid care and site evacuation through our ambulances. These services, Your Excellency, are all done for free. All our volunteer programs are based on community health care. Adult volunteer groups in the community, for instance, are always on call whenever an incident occurs within their jurisdiction. This means if a call comes through to our emergency number at the headquarters, we call these adult volunteers in the community where the incident occurs and dispatch them to respond faster, even before ambulances and other agents get to the scene. By doing this, Your Excellency, we reduce cases of pain, suffering, and death that may occur due to lack of emergency care during the critical time of an emergency. Last year, we entered into a partnership with the Ministry of Transport through NTSA to train and equip some 200,000 border riders across the country, teaching them first aid and emergency response. We are pleased to report that close to 2022, we already trained 200 border riders in Nairobi. We are looking forward to proceeding with the training for the rest of the riders in Nairobi and other parts of the country too. In addition, the government supported the purchase of 6 advanced life support ambulances, some of which, Your Excellency, you have seen a few moments ago, for St. John Ambulance. This happened through the Sports, Arts and Social Fund that is not only ensuring that our communities receive emergency care at the right time of an emergency, but also well prepared to handle disaster should they occur. This is in line with your government's mission to ensure that Kenya has enough well-trained community health volunteers within our estates, villages, and towns. St. John Ambulance reiterates its support in this government initiative by availing all our community health volunteers for this. Your Excellency, may the Lord bless our country, and Your Excellency, may the Lord bless St. John Ambulance. Your Excellency, it now gives me much pleasure to invite the Cabinet Secretary for Health to make a few remarks.
Your Excellency, Mr. President William Samoei Ruto, the Chair of the Council of St. John Ambulance, my 2 PSs present here, the Council members of St. John Ambulance, government officials present, and the whole community of St. John Ambulance, good morning. Your Excellency, it gives me pleasure that this morning you found time to graciously inspect the 93rd parade